Before the action scenes, the sequels, and the world-saving missions, there was just one man, a quiet, lonely veteran walking into a small town in the Pacific Northwest. That man was John Rambo, and First Blood, released in 1982, told his story. It wasn't just the start of an action franchise. It was a powerful film that touched on real issues.
I had a friend was the Air Force.
Like trauma, survival, and being misunderstood. And the actors who brought these characters to life, their performances were unforgettable. And their real-life stories, some inspiring, some heartbreaking, are just as powerful. So today, we're taking a deep look at the original cast of First Blood. Where are they now? And what happened to them after the movie ended? Get ready for stories of transformation, behind-the-scenes moments, and some surprises you may not know. Let's get started. Yes, on top of our list is Sylvester Stallone as John Rambo. In First Blood, Sylvester Stallone played John Rambo, a former Green Beret and Vietnam veteran. He's drifting through town, just looking to see an old friend. But the town sheriff sees him as trouble. What follows is a tense and emotional journey, not just of survival, but of a man breaking down from the weight of his past. Rambo doesn't say much in the film, but when he finally speaks near the end, crying, shouting, remembering what he's lost, it's unforgettable. Here's something you may not know. That final emotional scene, Stallone rewrote it the night before. He felt the movie needed to show Rambo's pain, not just his strength. And he was right. It made the film timeless. In fact, the first version of First Blood was almost scrapped. Audiences at test screenings found it too heavy. It took a big re-edit to shape it into the classic we all know. Fast forward over 4 decades later. Stallone is 79 years old and still working. He's more than just an action hero now. He's a director, producer, and creator. He starred in shows like Tulsa King, voiced animated characters like King Shark, and still shares inspiring messages online. Stallone has been open about tough times, from personal struggles to the pressure of always being in shape. But he's never stopped. Who would have guessed that quiet, broken soldier in 1982 would still be inspiring people today? We'd really appreciate it if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us keep sharing these stories with you. Now, back to the cast. Number 2, Richard Crenna as Colonel Samuel Troutman. He was Rambo's old commander, but also his only real friend. Richard Crenna played Colonel Troutman, the man who tries to calm the chaos. While the local police see Rambo as dangerous, Troutman knows the truth. This man is a trained soldier dealing with trauma. Troutman doesn't fight. He speaks, he explains, and he tries to protect Rambo from a world that doesn't understand him. The role was first offered to Kirk Douglas. He even showed up on set, but left due to disagreements with the script. Krena stepped in at the last minute, learned all his lines in one night, and gave the role heart and power. Fast forward to the 1990s, Krena kept working in film and TV. He even made fun of his own Rambo character in Hot Shots, showing his great sense of humor. Sadly, Richard Crenna passed away in 2003 at the age of 76 from pancreatic cancer. But his work lives on, in First Blood and in many other roles, like his Emmy-winning performance in The Rape of Richard Beck. Fans still remember him as the man who stood by Rambo when nobody else would. Number 3, Brian Dennehy as Sheriff Will Teasel. Every good story needs conflict, and Brian Dennehy's role as Sheriff Teasel gave the film exactly that. Teasel wasn't evil. He was a proud small-town sheriff, used to being in control. But when he pushed Rambo too far, things quickly spun out of control. Dennehy's performance was powerful. You could see the pride, the fear, and eventually, the regret. He made Teasel feel real, not just a bad guy, but a man who didn't understand what he was dealing with. Off-screen, Dennehy was known for his love of theater. He even won a Tony Award for Death of a Salesman. Fast forward to later years. He had a long and respected career, from comedies like Tommy Boy to deep dramatic roles. Dennehy passed away in April 2020 at the age of 81 from natural causes. His final roles showed he never lost his passion or talent. For many fans, Sheriff Teasel remains one of his strongest, most memorable performances. Did you feel bad for Teasel by the end of the film? Or did he go too far? Sometimes the best roles are the ones that make you think. Number 4. David Caruso as Deputy Mitch. Before he became famous on CSI Miami, David Caruso had one of his earliest roles in First Blood as Deputy Mitch. Mitch wasn't the main villain, but he was part of the group that underestimated Rambo. Unlike some of the others, he seemed unsure, like he knew things were going too far. His role was small, but he stood out, especially with those expressive eyes that said a lot, even without many lines. Fast forward to the 1990s and beyond. Caruso hit big with NYPD Blue, even winning a Golden Globe. But he left the show after just one season, a decision that many thought would hurt his career. Instead, years later, he came back stronger as Horatio Kane in CSI Miami, becoming a pop culture icon known for those dramatic one-liners and sunglasses. As of 2025, Caruso has retired from acting. He now focuses on visual art and lives a quiet life between Los Angeles and Florida. He rarely gives interviews and enjoys staying out of the spotlight. Did you recognize him when you rewatched First Blood? It's like spotting a future star right before takeoff. Number 5. Jack Starrett as Deputy Sergeant Arthur Galt. Cold, harsh, and the first to cross the line. Jack Starrett played Sergeant Galt, the deputy whose mistreatment of Rambo in jail sets everything off. Galt hoses Rambo down, mocks him, and shows no empathy, leading to the flashbacks and PTSD that caused Rambo to snap and run. Starrett's performance was chilling. You didn't like him, but you believed him. Off camera, though, Jack was known to be the total opposite. A kind, talented actor and director, he had worked on cult classics like Cleopatra Jones and appeared in Blazing Saddles. Fast forward. Sadly, Jack Starrett passed away in 1989 at just 52 years old due to heart complications. Even though his time was short, his performance in First Blood left a mark. Sometimes it's the supporting characters who light the match, and Galt was that match. First Blood wasn't just the beginning of Rambo. It was a deep, emotional story about pain, strength, and survival. The cast brought something special, not just acting but heart. Some of them became household names. Others passed away too soon. But all of them helped make a film that still moves people over 40 years later. Which performance touched you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, more then and now journeys, hit subscribe and turn on that bell. Thanks for watching, and until next time,
as far as you're gonna go! Right away. Or tell them to bring the Dobermans. It's gonna rain. We'll need dogs that can hunt on sight. There he is!
Weapon. The building's perimeter is covered. No exits. Is that what you want?
And I did what I had to do to win, but somebody wouldn't let us win.
It was a bad time for everyone, Rambo. Like this.
Back there, I could fly a gunship. I could drive a tank. I was in charge of $1 million equipment. Back here, I can't even hold a job. Fucking cars!
I can do 7 years. Every day it happens.
It's a long